Alright guys, Ian Anderson from Such Close Disc Golf, and we are again lucky to be joined by the Discraft Ledgestone Insurance Open Tournament Director, Nate Heinold. Say what's up, Nate.
Good to be here, Ian.
Cool. And then we got the chase card in the final round, and we're back out at the daunting Lake Eureka course, Nate.
The infamous, troubling, all of the above course.
Yep, you better have your wits about you when you're out there playing some smart golf.
You have to have more than that, so.
That is for sure, sir. Well, let's watch some disc golf.
Sounds good.
Alright guys, final round chase card, Lake Eureka in Eureka, Illinois. We have Chris Dickerson, Alex Geisinger, Logan Bowers, and James Cole. A lot of different shots, different styles. Should be fun to watch. And Nate, hole one.
Hole one is just daunting. One of the most challenging starting holes in disc golf. This hole played about a half stroke over par for the week.
It kind of reminds me of Memorial Hole 1, but on crack.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that is a good comparison, except for a lot harder.
Yeah.
The bailout zone here is more challenging, and that'll actually work out, I think. Yeah, it will.
Yeah, if you bail out too hard, you're going OB.
You're going OB, yep. And, you do get to play it where it lies if it goes OB to the right.
Oh, okay.
Still challenging, though.
Yep. And one of the biggest arms in disc golf, Alex Geisinger.
Yeah, that's just crushed. That's got to sit down, but I think he's just fine. So that's way out there.
Oh, my God.
Wow, that is actually out of bounds. So he just parked hole 5's basket from the tee. That's 550 feet easy. So
That's Alex problems right there, Nate.
He would have hit the spectators there if he had been a little more to the left.
Wow.
And that's going to be, looks like that's going to be wet. Oh, could be quite tall.
Yeah.
He may have just gotten over it, looks like.
Yeah,
Actually.
he's high-fiving, so he must be happy with it. And we got James Cole. Ooh, that needs to get some fade. Looks like it'll work, though.
Yeah, I think that'll be fine. It'll be on the side of the dam there, so.
Pretty smart, safe shot right there.
He's going to have a long up shot, but it's better than being out of bounds.
Yeah, the drive is tricky, but the upshot is not much easier, Nate.
The upshot is Chris's shot here is almost impossible to get really close to the basket because it really, the wind just destroys that disc, and if you play to the left of where he did, you're in the water.
Yeah, we saw that a lot in round 3. Everyone was coming up short on their upshots, and that looks like to be a similar vein
you can
here.
See what the wind just did to his disc there. That is just common as the wind coming off the dam just pushes it down.
Oh, a little left to right, so it just kind of smashes the hyzer. Gotcha.
Yep. Pretty good shot there from Alex.
So that was his third. He took a penalty stroke.
Yep.
And Logan?
Yeah, Logan's drive, that was, he put it in the best spot to make an easy three.
Sure did, yeah. Good putt from James.
Anytime you birdie this hole, this hole is very challenging.
Mm-hmm. Chris with another 3. Wow. They are not on the chase card for no reason.
And Alex, making a 4 there by going out of bounds is amazing.
Yeah. And Logan can clean up a 3. That's 3 threes and a 4.
I would have to look at the stats, but I would say very few groups played that hole in 3 under par.
Yeah, I can't imagine so. Really easy to run into a lot of trouble on that one. I like it. Really, really tough hole design. Makes you think. Hole 2, Nate.
Yep. Hole 2 is, it's not as easy as it looks. It plays actually over par. The out of bounds to the right. The wind kind of comes off, up the hill there, and of course the lake to the left. So it's a low ceiling as well, and the disc just wants to fade towards the water.
Yeah, it really takes out that hyzer shot the pros like to use for distance control on downhill. Downhill shots. So
it's a really, this is a dangerous shot here. Throwing forehand.
Oh man.
And there's no skip on this grass, so you really can't expect that. So it's just a tough. Over 60% of the field actually parred this hole.
I can see that.
So it's kind of, and that one's going to be out of bounds there.
Ouch.
Regular OB on this hole. So
okay. Now, this is one you definitely don't want to go OB because not that many birdies. You might as well just take a smart par.
Yep. Only 10% of the field birding, and if that flips up, he's going to be putting.
Mm-hmm. Got a good angle on the putt too.
Yep. He's not putting towards the water. So
yeah. I'm looking at Chris's second shot.
Just laying up for an easy 3.
Yeah.
the lake is just so beautiful in the background. The city of Eureka is just so gracious to let us build this temporary course on their park all week. It's just such a beautiful park.
It is. It's an unbelievable backdrop. That was James just leading for a 4, and here's Alex with the only legit look at a 2.
And that's as I said, only 10% of the field actually birdied that hole during the week, so that's really, really good too.
Oh no!
Was that a dead center spit out?
That was, man.
Ouch.
A little high, a little hard, I guess, but I'm sure he was hoping that one would stick. He's taking a 4 along with James. Looks like Chris is going to clean up a par.
Well, after that first hole, you couldn't expect 3 birdies on that hole, I guess. They had to come back to the mean a little bit.
They did. And they did, with Alex getting the only birdie. He's trailing Chris by 3. Logan and James hanging around, and we're on to hole 3, Nate.
Hole 3 is just a tricky little, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure other players have some other names for it, but the basket is literally on the water. It's very short. You go to the drop zone if you throw in the water. That's just about 212 feet, so it's not long. But I like this hole, and that is
no,
jeez, that hit that root right by the basket and bounced out of bounds. So that's a tough break.
Chris taking the Heiser line.
Yep, I like that line.
Oh, good roll too. If it's
great roll.
Oh, never mind.
That was a great roll, turned into a disaster.
Great roll until it wasn't.
He's going way wide, and he's in the circle with a fun little death putt.
Yeah, hard to blame him after he saw what happened to Chris.
Yeah, I don't blame him. See, I actually like this play. I like the forehand with like an overstable putter, like a zone or something.
Yeah.
It skips away from the water, but the skip at the end kind of goes that way. So I kind of like. Oh no, this.
Oh come on, sit.
Oh, that is awesome.
Wow.
Jeez.
Zone, or as I like to call it, the OG harp.
Yep, there you go.
Yep.
And
there.
Alex just taking a layup putt from the drop zone. See, the drop zone, in hindsight, no one's running that putt,
Yeah.
Unless they're just crazy. So, and that's a great putt there. If he misses that, it's going in the water. So.
Yep. And here's Alex dropping in a 4.
And see, I like this hole for the score separation, not as much for maybe the flukiness of it, and maybe make some changes next year. But you just saw there's a 2, 2, and a 4, and a 4. So it's kind of, it has score separation, but the players didn't like this hole maybe as much as, I did. So
it's more fun when you don't have to throw it, I guess, right? Just to look at it.
Yep.
So Logan and James, nice birdies. Probably don't see a ton of those on that one. Even if you get close, you probably land up the putt. Hole 4, Nate.
This is one of the easier holes in the course. Actually, probably the second easiest hole, birdied by 36% of the field. Just kind of throw it up the middle, and there's out of bounds about 25 feet left. Kind of through the pine trees. Plays a little longer, but just kind of an easy birdie hole. Maybe the only hole in the entire course where they can kind of just breathe.
Mm-hmm. Kind of a little mini homage to the Blue Ribbon Pines course, or that.
Yeah.
Hole.
Yep. Kind of, not quite as long or hard, but hole 4 at Blue Ribbon Pines is just a great hole.
Yeah. Logan taking this forehand line. I like this one, Nate.
No, I definitely. It's there's a lot of trees to miss in the forehand line, but I actually prefer that route going just because you don't have the bounces off the tree. If you hit the tree, usually you're kicking to the left from a backhand.
Mm-hmm.
Great shot there by Alex.
Yeah, great. That should be a definite birdie. Let's see what Chris can do.
And that's going to hit a tree.
Yeah. It seems like if you hit to throw a forehand, you're going to hit later trees. If you hit a tree.
That's exactly right. And the forehand skipping kind of left to right, so it's usually going to come in at a better angle to maybe get less level, so it's maybe skipping through the trees. So.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Chris and James kind of land for pars. And here is Logan for birdie.
That's a great putt.
He's made some good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is really a hole that you want to birdie. I mean, I wouldn't say it's an automatic birdie, but there's not a lot of trouble here.
Yeah. And there was James cleaning up his par after Alex cleaned up his birdie. And here is Chris for a par. So we got 1 Prodigy and 3 Innova, I believe. 2 birds. Gonna take us to hole 5.
Hole 5 is just a fun hole. Downhill, 423 feet. Tough to birdie. Only 8% of the field birdied it. 23% bogey. Lots of pars. The basket sits on a nice little perch. I've seen guys throw putters here. Paul McBeth throws Nova. Looks like Logan maybe throwing a putter here.
Is that OB a path in right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, really pinching fairway green.
It's pretty wide up by the tee, but it really gets tight by the green. And those 2 shots just didn't have a chance to get down there. All you have to do is kind of get it over the hill, and it goes a long ways.
Okay.
See, if that flips up, he's gonna be nice. He'll miss left, but he'll be putting.
Wow.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very well done. Yeah, get over the hill, but under the ceiling at the same time, Nate.
Yep. It's a tough. Ooh, that's got a. Wow.
Ooh. Some
He's still
beautiful
going to
turn.
be short, I think. So.
Yeah, it looked like it was dropping to the ground pretty quickly there. Alex still with some work left to do. Comes up a little bit short left. That's gonna be a scary-ish putt for par.
Yeah, that wasn't his best effort, but it's a tough shot down that hill because it really is. It's a really fast green, as you can see. But they're playing it to the correct side. You kind of want to miss left because you don't want to mess with the right side.
Yeah, one of the few holes where you can get a skip.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like Chris did come up quite a bit short, and he's just smartly laying up for par. Don't want to run that one. And Alex for par. Not so much.
I mean, it's a tough putt with that elevation. It makes you think a little bit about running it too hard.
Logan does clean up his par.
A nice putt.
Yep. And James.
That's with that kind of drive, you gotta put that away.
Right, that's a stroke on the field right there, almost.
That is, yeah. Not 8 with only 8% of the field, birding it. That's one you want to get when you're right there.
Yeah, that's doing work. There was a cleanup from Chris and a bogey cleanup from Alex. Tough hole. Only
Tough hole.
No birdies and 1 bogey. That's gonna take us to hole 6.
Hole 6 is just awesome. One of my favorite holes. Par 4, 496 feet. Stroking distance out of bounds. Go to the drop zone. If your tee shot goes out of bounds. Actually, a lot of birdies here. 35% birdie, 21% par, 21% bogey. And McBeth, I believe, had an eagle that was amazing. But the wind really likes to push these discs down. So you just got to throw it hard and trust your shot. So
A little left to right action here. Or?
Yep, and that one, that one never had a chance. So it looks like maybe throwing like a Firebird type disc, but you really got to put some meat on it. And that's got to go.
Ooh.
Oh, wow, that is a phenomenal shot.
Yeah, lands right by the. Is that the drop zone, or what is that?
No, that's the 60-foot marking there for the Pro Tour. I watched McBeth through a Thunderbird as Nate Doss was trying to catch him and starting to put some moves on him. I watched him throw a Thunderbird under the basket on this hole in the last round. So, and that was out of bounds as well. It looks like Alex is going for it with maybe a destroyer here. That's got to get up, and it did.
Wow, he's putting for eagle.
He's putting for eagle just outside the circle. Looks like so 2 shots that went OB go to the drop zone here, and I mean it's a really tough up and down for par from here.
Sure is.
And if they go out of bounds, they're throwing again, and that one didn't have a chance at all.
Oh man!
So he's gonna be throwing 5 from here.
Yeah.
And that one's no.
No. So throwing 7 now.
Yep. You really just got to get it. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
With the wind that we had, you just almost want to play for the 5 there. And that's kind of how I designed the hole was, going out of bounds. I don't really want them to be able to make a par without making a heroic shot, and he just paid for it. So, see, Chris kind of played smart. He's playing for the 5, which if you go be there, you're probably making 5.
He got to learn the lesson by watching Logan instead of trying to be himself a bunch.
Yep. And I think Chris is a more conservative player anyways, and wow, that's a great shot.
Yeah, it was.
But that's going to be for a snowman, unfortunately.
Maybe a 9 even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, the wind all over that disc.
Yeah, it is. Dancing. So that was his, what, fourth shot?
Yep, so he'll make a 5, and that was for eagle.
That was. Gave it a little nose-up floater run at it, but
Yep.
came just short. And here's Alex for his eagle. Definitely makeable.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That was. I actually didn't look at the stats close enough. I saw the light blue line on the UDIS stats, but I think he and Paul are the only 2 eagles in that round. So.
Well done. And that was no joke of a putt either.
No, that was. He had the putt on the right side though. It was, he had a great angle at it. So.
There's Logan, I believe, for a 9.
That's a tough. Yep, that's a tough one. So.
Yep.
Sometimes you have to take your medicine, and this is the kind of course that rewards taking your medicine.
Absolutely.
That was a big scoring separation there.
It sure was, to put it lightly. And Alex actually caught Chris right there.
Yep.
Made up quite a few strokes. 3, I want to say. Taking us to hole 7, 8.
Hole 7 is the par 5 on the front 9, monstrous 897 feet. Plays almost a full stroke over par, but lots of birdies, 36% birdies, but lots of big scores. This is stroke and distance all the way. Very wide fairway, but it really narrows up by the basket.
Yeah, it sure does. That's just a smart layup shot from Alex right there.
Yep, I mean, you can put a little more distance on it and get a little more to the right, but, if you miss the drive out of bounds, it's just a really bad shot. It is a very wide fairway.
Yeah.
That's a great, he put a nice move on that one.
Sure did. Good look from James. And Chris, but to come back from that 5.
That's a really nice aggressive throw. It'll be in a great spot there.
Yep, kept that on a hyzer the whole way, playing safe.
And this grass is just eats discs alive. There's no skip at all.
Oh, Logan.
And that's just, you cannot miss this tee shot out of bounds. It is a wide fairway.
It seems like a backhand drive. But.
It is. I actually have never seen somebody throw a forehand here. I'm very surprised to see him throw forehand. It is backhand all the way. The forehand second shot makes sense. Mm-hmm. Not for the drive, though.
Logan is definitely forehand dominant, though, so I
yep, true.
Give it to him on that for sure.
And that looked like it went out of bounds.
It did, didn't it? We'll see if it's any hanging in bounds at all.
Yep.
Nope. So he's throwing again from where he was?
He's throwing again from where he was with the stroke penalty.
So he's throwing 4 right here.
See, he's just being too aggressive here. That may get him bounds, but to make a birdie on this hole, that was a great shot, but to get a birdie in this hole, you don't even have to do that much.
Yeah.
And he kind of paid for it on the second shot there.
I wonder if he had back-to-back eagles on his mind or something.
Yep. Wow, that was a monstrous forehand there. That was unbelievable from where he was. So. Yeah.
That was his 4th shot.
Yep. There was actually 1 eagle on this hole, so
really
during this round, which is unbelievable with the wind that we had, but I think it's a tough par 5.
There's Chris playing smart golf again.
Yep. Yep. And see, I like the forehand here, but I don't like that forehand.
Rightly so. It is OB.
I didn't. That came off wrong, but I like the forehand shot here. I like the Y. There we go. Yep. That one, I like that forehand shot.
The idea, not the execution.
Yes.
That one worked for 4. He's going to be throwing 5. Chris is the only one who's stayed clean so far, I believe.
And that's going to be, he's going to have a putt for a birdie. But even if you make par here, you're gaining strokes. Par is, in my opinion, for any course, shouldn't be a bad thing. And that's how I designed this course.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
And that's going to be a rethrow with penalty, unfortunately.
Yeah. So he's throwing 6 right here. Putting for 7, I think either 7 or 8.
I'm glad your math is good. I'm just watching and commentating. I kind of stopped following the math. So.
I'm trying. A lot of strokes to count.
Shame on me.
That was Logan's.
I think Alex is putting for 5 actually. So I got that one right. So because he's going to make a birdie if he didn't go out of bounds. So he'll take a 6, I believe.
Yeah.
I actually moved this basket about 10 feet to the right from last year to keep it away from the water a little bit. I think players did like that. So.
Okay.
The wind just makes this hole even more challenging.
Yeah, Christmas is his putt for birdie. We're taking a 5, which, like you said, is not bad on this hole at all.
5 is gaining strokes for sure.
Yeah, he's gaining strokes on his entire card, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Alex cleaning up. Here's Logan. I believe that's for a 6 or 7. That's Chris. Clean up his par. Yeah, it was a 7 for Logan. 6
Look
for
at that.
Alex.
5, 6, 7, 8.
That is separation, Nate. Mission accomplished. Hole 8, Nate.
Hole 8 is probably the easiest hole in the course besides, I believe, hole 12. This hole, 48% of the field birdies, 261 feet, out of bounds left and right, but pretty easy, straightforward shot.
Okay. Chris has the box after a par and turns that one over just a skosh too much. Has a putt, but I'm sure he'd like to get a lot closer.
45 feet short, yeah.
Alex just floating mid up there. Close, but not where you want to be, really.
Yeah, he's going to have a tough... I actually like the forehand here, so...
Okay. Kind of a similar spot to Alex, it looks like.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And James? That's looking good.
Really... Wow, that was really close to an ace.
Sure was. Looked like a Nova?
Couldn't quite tell.
Yeah, something with an overmold. Here is Chris for his birdie. Off the tray. Alex is stretching out. It's good that he's tall.
There. Yep, yep.
Logan? Oh, man.
Oof.
Air balling. Looking like me on a basketball court.
That's a good birdie there. That's a good birdie.
And I think actually I struck on the card, too. Logan clean up his par, Alex clean up his par, and Chris will do the same. So yeah, has a stroke on the card for James. I'm sure all these guys were hoping for a birdie on this one after the last couple punished them.
That's just one you definitely want to get, especially coming into hole 9, which is a monstrous par 4, almost a par 5, 773 feet. 55% of the field parted, very few birdies, less than 5%. Very challenging drive, even more challenging second shot with a very tight peninsula.
That is for sure. James makes the gap off the tee.
Just makes it. That is just crushed.
James throws far.
I mean, that is way down there.
Yeah. Chris Dickerson. Throwing on a flex shot.
Yeah, I like the flex shot there a lot. That is my preferred choice, unless you have an Alex Geisinger arm and can go over the top to the right. But with the wind they had, it was, well, he's proved me wrong.
Oh, yeah, he's taking it, isn't he? Oh, my goodness.
That just hurts my arm to watch that.
It's like when I watched somebody throw a tomahawk. Oh, my God.
See, it's a safe shot for him. I mean, he's losing distance for sure to James by at least maybe 100 feet.
Yeah.
But it's safe.
It is, yeah. There's no little gap he's got to make.
I didn't see one person throw a forehand, and it's a nice shot. It's a bad angle to come in at the green, but it's not bad if you want to throw another forehand, I suppose. Yeah. So
it's Logan. He likes his forehands. He is attacking it.
Really, that is an unbelievable shot.
He's safe right there?
Wow. He is safe, yes.
Incredible.
I mean, just to go for that, and that's not going to be safe. That's going to be in the water, I believe.
Oh?
Wow. I've never seen a disc land on that hill and not bounce into the water. So
yeah. Got a friendly little...
All of these guys are being... I mean, I've never seen 4 people be this aggressive on this second shot. People are usually... And he's going to be okay in the cabbage. These drives and these second shots are unbelievable.
James was just an absolute monster for a drive.
I mean, he has a putter in his hand, and that is... Yeah. He could have been a little more aggressive at that, but, he was the furthest drive, and he was the furthest away, unfortunately. But 4 is not a bad score here.
Yeah, walking away with a 4, you're happy on this one.
He could have been a little more aggressive, but oh well.
Chris was in there.
Just kind of... He's in the cabbage there.
Yeah, he was. And Alex miraculously inbounds.
Wow, that is... birdie. I don't know how it stayed in bounds, but that is a great birdie.
Well done, man. And Logan, also for birdie, with a little bit of a death putt.
To get 2 birdies in the hole, I mean, I think there were probably 4 birdies all around. on that hole. That is incredible.
I don't think anybody was even close first in round 3 when we watched it.
That was, I mean, to have 4 drives where they all went for the green and that close is phenomenal. It shows why they're on the chase card, I guess.
Yeah, and they all stayed in bounds on the second shot, even more miraculously. All right, well, guys, that is all we got for part 1. We will catch you in part 2. Nate, thanks for joining me. Great times.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you around.